Welcome everyone to this video. This is Karen Eiton here. And we're talking about the Singer 281-1 machine. And I had a request, someone asked me to explain how to put the bobbin in the bobbin case, right? So I have my machine flipped up here off of the oil pan, and we are just kind of like cleaning a little bit, and I'm also going to share with you how to put the bobbin back in, right? How to put the bobbin in. So we have our bobbin winder that went ahead and it pre-winds the bobbin for us on this other right-hand side, right? So we have a full bobbin there, and then I just took out a bobbin as well. So we'll be putting that back in the bobbin case. So I took out the bobbin case. So this is the bobbin case. It's a little junked up and a little dirty, so I've been cleaning it a little bit. A lot of times you get a little bit of debris in there, different little thread fibers and fabric fibers and things that you have to kind of get out. And now this machine is this older self-oiling machine, so it has the oil pan below. And it also requires, using a little bit of tweezer or, something like that to kind of get the thread and stuff out of there. Because it is a self-oiling machine, some of this stuff gets a little junky, right? And just to kind of use a little, paintbrush type thing to try to get it out, it kind of sticks because of the self-oiling, and it's a little bit on the oilier side. So sometimes you have to take your tweezers and get in there and just really clean it out. If you have some kind of an air thing, you can kind of air it out as well. That kind of works sometimes. You want to make sure that you don't damage or scratch or put any kind of little burr on the bobbin case. So the bobbin case goes in with this opening here at the top, and this is the little bar that you will hold on to and keep that open as you put it in there and let it click, right? And then what I do is I kind of hold on to it after I get it in place, and I turn back and forth and jiggle it while it's in the bobbin cage here. So I make sure that it's in place and it's not going to spin around, and it did click in. So you want to make sure that it does click in. And your bobbin will go in like so. So your bobbin will go in, let's see here. This one goes, I believe, over the top, okay? And then you want to click it into this little thing, right? So your bobbin is in there, going that way. So your bobbin is going over the top like this, and you're going to put your bobbin in there, and then your thread goes through this little crease here, and then you pull it down until it clicks into that little U-shaped thing right here, right? Okay, so then your bobbin thread should be right here. And then this is the bar that you will hold on to insert it into the cage. And then I put it in there, and then I hold on to that outside edge, and I twist it to make sure that it is secure. It's clicked in, it's locked in, it's not going to pull out. You can take your nail and try to pull it out. It's not going to come out. It's in there. That means that you have it in place, right? And then you would be ready to sew. You would be able to take your top thread and hold it and be able to collect this thread and pull it up through the top and then start sewing. So we're just going to go ahead and clean up a little bit of other stuff here. Today we have some other little debris here, some other little fibers. So while I have this open, I'm just going to kind of collect these with my little tool here. Okay, and then on this side as well. And our oil looks nice and clean. I do see a little bit of little bit of debris in here in the oil, so I'm going to collect that so it doesn't get anything clogged up. So it's full of oil, of course. You want to put something on your lap to, in case you drip some oil, you don't want to get it on your clothes. You want to protect yourself. So this oil feeder thing here, it has a little bit of a screen on it. So we want to make sure that that is open, that we don't clog our oil screen. You want to make sure that you collect all of the thread and debris in there. That was a bead. I probably sat here and did some bead work on a dress or something, and it fell down in that crack. There's some other little cork, and the whole, most of my oil pan is surrounded by a thick little piece of cork. So when I set my machine down, it's actually, this rim right here is actually sitting on a piece of cork all the way around my oil pan. I see one needle or safety pin over here in my, see that? You just never know what you'll find. I mean, you know, so you have to, you know, check your machines, make sure that it's not going to, and I'm getting all oily, of course, you know, it just, that's the way that it is. And so I'm taking out any other little debris that's down here. It's pretty clean. There's no thread. So if you have any thread gunked up down here, anything like that, I do have a little bit of just, you know, like this kind of stuff. It's just like a little bit of it. And that is just, you know, from the thread, But I'm cleaning it up, making sure that it's nice and clean and ready to go. Way down in the bottom is kind of a pan part that usually stays pretty dry. And there's a little bit of, you know, thread gumped up down here. And, you know, you just want to clean it out, you know. And so you want to make sure and check, you know, that your knee lever or whatever isn't like, you know, gunked up with anything. Everything looks really good. There's no pins down in there obstructing the flow of your oil. My oil is a little on the high side right now. I just put new oil in it just a couple weeks ago, and I haven't hardly ran this machine in a while. So it was very low, and I made sure that I did that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a paper towel. You could use paper towel. You can use Q-tips, however you want to go about cleaning it. And there's just like this part over here on the very edge where you're below this portion down here is just a dry area, but it has a little oil in it. And so I'm just wiping it up so it looks nice and clean. And that part should stay clean, right? You don't want to all the time, every time, you know, you put your bobbin in and out. You don't want to come out with an oily hand, right? So you want to make sure that this area is, you know, pretty clean and you don't get, you know, oil every time. Now, I don't lift it up like this only to oil it usually. But for this video, I lifted my machine head up. But usually I don't lift it up every time I want to take the bobbin in and out. I just go underneath the opening of the machine and just do it. I've done it so many times working factory work and working, you know, for 25 years in the tailoring business. I can just do it automatic. It doesn't take, you know, it just comes by heart. You know, I don't need any, you know, to see it is what I guess I want to say. And then just make sure that, you know, that your machine looks pretty clean. And of course, your filter here, your screen looks clean. It's, you know, feeding the oil through. Everything looks really good under here. So I'm pretty happy with that. Another little self-oiling device there. Let that go down in the oil. It was kind of flipped up. So yeah, so other than that, we're going to go ahead and lift the machine down now and make sure that our thread is down there. And then we should be able to get our, sometimes you got to lift it up just a little bit to get it to go down in. There we go. So now we're flush with the tabletop. okay? And then just kind of wipe that up a little bit. I have my light, I shut it off. You know, and then we're just going to go ahead and then bring the thread, the bobbin thread, up to the top. So here's the bobbin thread, which is supposed to be underneath. Okay, so then we're just going to hold on to this thread, right? And then turn our wheel. Your wheel always goes towards you. Turn our wheel towards us. And then bring up that bobbin thread. And then we have both threads, right? So we have both threads towards the back. And now I'm ready to sew, right? So I would be able to just go ahead and sew. I'm just going to go ahead and wipe this down just a little bit, just because it's been setting with a bag, you know, a cover on it. And just kind of wipe it up all around, because you don't want to work on something and then all of a sudden, especially something white or something cream color, and then you get dust on your material. You get dust on the garment that you're sewing, right? So you want to make sure that you wipe it down. Now I'm wiping this down just with a dry paper towel. And then I'll go ahead and then spray the machine tabletop down after I'm done here. And to make sure that I have all of the oil, you know, picked up, and it's not going to get on someone's clothing or something, right? So you just want to make sure that you do that, you know, and then wipe off your scissors if you used your scissors or any other tools that you used, and you know, just kind of keep things clean, so then there's no accidents on any kind of material that you use or any kind of garment. You don't want to get oil dripped or on anything. And then I'll wipe these down with you know, a wet rag also. So that's all that I have for you today. I hope this was informative for you if you are, you know, having trouble you know, putting your bobbin case in. This machine is a wonderful machine if you learn about it and you really start using it a lot. I've used it for years, and I love this machine. It's great for heavy-duty jobs, right? For belt loops and for, you know, pleated drapes, all kinds of denim and different things like that. It's really great for that. Leather, vinyl, so it does a really great job on that. Now, someone was also asking me about changing the stitch length. So you have to push down the little button here to change the stitching length, and then turn your handle here to whatever length you want, right? So I usually have mine on the 12, so it's usually 12 stitches per inch or whatever. And when you push the button down, you have to make sure that you turn the wheel, you know, to get it to click. So make sure that you turn it to click, and then you can set in your stitch length. But it has to really be pushed hard in order for it to click in. And hopefully you would be able to do that as well. I know someone had a question about that, and it just is a matter of doing it over and over again until you get the feel of that you have to push this down to make it click. And that's the button on the top of the machine that changes your stitch length. Okay, so I'm going to sign off now, and I will keep making other videos more and more. I finally have my shop up and running again for alterations for weddings, and so it's starting to get busy. It is wedding season, but as I can make videos, I will be making videos for this, you know, this channel, and I enjoy making the videos. Sometimes it's just a matter of time because I am pretty busy with coaching other tailor shops or other sewing shops to help them win online and to have a presence online. And nowadays, some sewing shops are very, what would I say, kind of out of tune with how they can attract clients and customers from online, right? And I am here to help you to be able to go through a process of being able to attract clients online, to have your sewing shop listed online. And there's certain things that you need to do and certain ways that you go about it to be able to start bringing in that other stream of income. And also, you may be an older sewing shop that either offers a service or offers products for sale, whatever the case may be. And maybe you haven't like fine-tuned your shop in a long time to where you have to shift what it is you're making and selling or offering to start bringing in revenue, right? Because with COVID and with, everything going on, sometimes our sewing shops can be a little stagnant, and we have to shift our sewing shops to be able to start bringing in income that people want. So maybe we're offering something, but there isn't a demand for it. So if we just tweaked our sewing shop a little bit differently, we could start creating revenue in another area of our sewing talent and skills, right? Our skill set. So if you're interested in anything like that, I'd love to help you and to work with you to, bring your sewing shop up to par so you could start making the revenue that you deserve. So thanks so much for watching this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Put a comment below if you have questions, and I always get back and try to answer, everything that people write, okay? So thanks so much, and I look forward to talking to you all real soon. Bye-bye now.